There are roads in North Georgia that everybody talks about. The big names, the bucket list rides, the ones riders travel halfway across the country to check off. And then there are roads like this, the ones hiding in plain sight, the kind you almost miss because they don't have the reputation, they don't have the merch, and nobody's really making YouTube videos telling you to go ride them. But sometimes those end up being the roads you remember the most. Today we're riding from Dahlonega, Georgia, down Highway 9, cutting across Auraria Road before picking up Highway 136 all the way over to Talking Rock, Georgia. Not one of the most famous rides in North Georgia, but maybe one of the best combinations of scenery, rhythm, and just enough curves to remind you why you ride in the first place. So grab your helmet and settle in, and let's go see what the road has to teach us today. And before we get rolling, if you really enjoy rides, motorcycle stories, road lessons, and places worth adding to your list, hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps the channel and keeps these rides coming. Now, before anybody from Dahlonega calls me out in the comments, no, we're not heading through downtown on this one. Don't worry, we'll give Dahlonega its own episode later, because honestly, it deserves it. Today we're starting from just outside of town, near the intersection of Highway 19 and Highway 9, and getting right into the ride. This stretch of Highway 9 isn't one of those roads that immediately grabs you by the shoulders and says, hang on. It's not extreme, not technical, but that's actually what makes it good. It eases you into the day, gives you a chance to settle into your seat, relax your shoulders, and let the ride start doing what rides do best, helping you leave the rest of life behind for just a little while. We turn off of Highway 9 and onto Auraria Road. The traffic starts thinning out, everything gets quieter, and almost without realizing it, North Georgia starts feeling a little different. The pace slows down, the noise disappears, and suddenly it feels less like you're trying to get somewhere and more like you're just enjoying the ride. You start passing old farms and wooden stretches. And if the name Auraria sounds familiar, there's a reason for that. Long before motorcycles ever rolled through these roads, this area was part of Georgia's gold rush. Back then, people came through here chasing gold, chasing opportunity, maybe a better life. Funny how roads change over time. We're still chasing a better life. These days, most of us riding through here are chasing a little peace and quiet, some good curves, a little freedom, and maybe a chance to clear your head for a while. And honestly, roads like this are pretty good at that. You know something I've noticed over the years? People think motorcycles are about escape. And maybe sometimes they are. But I think riding is less about escaping life and more about reconnecting with yourself. Because on a motorcycle, you can't fake being present. You miss something, the road reminds you. You stop paying attention, the bike lets you know, real quick. There's no autopilot out here, no scrolling, no distractions. It's just you, your machine, the decisions you make, and honestly, there's something healthy about that, especially now. Because the world feels loud. Everybody's distracted. Everybody's in a hurry. But on roads like this, none of that matters. The next corner matters. Your line matters. The the sound of the engine matters, and for a little while, that's enough. Then I turn onto Highway 136, and for me, this is where the ride really starts coming alive. The road opens up into these long flowing sweepers with just enough elevation change to keep things interesting without ever feeling overwhelming. It's not one of those roads that feels like it's trying to wear you out or prove something. It just flows, curve into curve, hill into hill, like somebody designed this stretch with motorcycles in mind from the very beginning. Before long, I catch myself doing exactly what riders always do on roads like this. I'll just go a little farther, just a few more miles, and the next thing I know, I've gone way further than I planned. And honestly, I'm perfectly fine with that, because this stretch is just fun to ride. Then the views start showing up. I come around the curve and suddenly the trees open up just enough to give you one of those mountain views that makes you stop for a second and just take it in. Layer after layer of North Georgia mountains stretching off into the distance. Deep green ridgelines, sunlight breaking through the valleys, those little moments where you feel like you can see forever. Then the road pulls you right back into the trees. And honestly, those are the moments that remind me why I love riding in the mountains. Because on a motorcycle, I'm not just looking at places like this through glass. I'm in it. I can feel the temperature change when I drop into a shaded section. I can smell the trees. I feel the mountain air shift every time the elevation changes. Out here, I don't feel like I'm just passing the landscape. I feel like I'm part of it. And roads like this always remind me of something I learned over the years. Your motorcycle goes where your eyes go. North Georgia will teach you that lesson pretty quick. If you start to close in on the front of the bike, everything suddenly feels rushed. The curves feel tighter. The whole ride feels faster than it really is. But when I relax, lift my eyes, and start looking through the curve ahead instead of right in front of my bike, everything changes. The bike settles in. The curves slow down. Everything just starts flowing better. That's when Highway 136 really becomes something special for me. Not stressful, not technical just for the sake of being technical. Just good, honest, North Georgia riding. The kind of road that reminds me exactly why I love doing this. Then, almost before you realize it, Talking Rock shows up. Seriously, if you blink, you might miss it. You come around a curve, and suddenly you're in town. No big lead up, no long stretch of traffic lights and shopping centers announcing you've arrived. Just one moment, you're rolling through North Georgia backroads, and the next, you're right in the middle of Talking Rock. And honestly, less than a minute later, you're almost through it. But that's part of what makes it kind of special. Talking Rock isn't trying to be Gatlinburg. It's not trying to be a tourist attraction. It's just a small, quiet North Georgia town doing its own thing. There's a quaint little downtown area with a couple of tiny restaurants, a small park tucked in there, and not a whole lot more. No crowds, no chaos, no rush. Just one of those little places that somehow feels frozen in time, in a good way. The kind of town where you could stop, grab a bite to eat, sit for a few minutes, stretch your legs, and just slow down a little bit. And maybe that's why I like this place. Because on a motorcycle, you find towns most people would never intentionally drive to. Little places hidden between destinations, places you'd never notice flying down the interstate. But on two wheels, roads like this have a way of introducing you to places you didn't even know you'd appreciate. Just when I was getting ready to head home, a train came rolling through Talking Rock. Motorcycles aren't my only passion. I've always loved the railroads. The history, the engineering, the stories, even riding trains whenever I get a chance. So hearing that crossing signal start going off in a little railroad town, honestly, it felt like the perfect ending to the day. I had to stay and watch. Quick shout out to a friend of mine and Debbie's that we ride with from time to time. He works for the railroads and has a great YouTube channel called J&J Videography. It's all about trains. I've linked his channel down in the description. Honestly, it's moments like this that remind me motorcycles aren't just about the roads. It's truly about the experiences. Rides like this remind me of something important. The best roads aren't the loudest ones. Sometimes they're the quiet roads between places. The ones you almost overlook. Because the road doesn't always have to challenge you to teach you something. Sometimes it just reminds us to slow down, look further ahead, and enjoy the miles we're in. If you've ridden Highway 136 in a Talking Rock, drop it down in the comments. What's your favorite stretch? Or did this road just make your ride list? Let me know that too. If you enjoyed this ride, hit that like and subscribe button. And while you're here, go ahead and click on the video on the screen and keep riding along with me. I have included a link to the Rever ride map for this ride in the description so you can download it. Have a great ride. and I'll see you in the next one.